Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to continue with our Super People Basics 101, and specifically, we're going to talk about a key binding and control setting that may not seem natural to you if you've played first-person shooters before and you're going to be playing this game in the first-person shooter mode. So, if you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comment section, and thank you for your support. All right, so I'm about to drop into a match and just a solo game to show you what I mean. I'm using the default settings. I've made a bunch of changes to my key bindings. I'm going to do a separate video on that to kind of give you a recommendation. But as always, I do think you should just drop in with the default settings. But this one specific thing I want you to know, which is called the shoulder aiming mechanic. So in Super People, there's three general aiming mechanics that you might hear about, and some of which you're used to. First of all, is hip firing. So most first-person shooters you've ever played, you've probably hip fired, whether or not you know. The second one that you're very familiar with is aim down sights, or ADSing, right? So that's where in a first-person shooter game, almost all the time when you want more precision, you're gonna aim down sight. The one unique thing about this game is it provides a mechanic called shoulder aiming, and specifically, it looks kind of in between hip firing and first-person shooting. So in this game, or once I drop in here, I'm going to show you kind of what I mean, and I'm going to show you how you can kind of work through that setting if you don't like the default settings. I'm going to just move my camera off so that you can kind of see the settings as I make the changes. All right, so I'm going to drop into a remote part of the map, somewhere where I don't think I'm going to get in a gunfight, so I can just quickly show you the settings that you need to learn about, and then I can quickly show you. Okay, so I just dropped in. I'm just kind of in an area where hopefully nobody will come and fight me, but I just want to show you the three differences. So typically, as I said, you have your hip fire and your ADS, but then there is a mechanic in Super People that is about it's called shoulder aiming. So right now I'm in a hip fire stance, but the default key bindings, if I hold down the right click on my mouse, kind of puts me in this in between, right? It's my crosshairs gets tighter, but I'm not ADSing, and you can see typically, like if I'm ADSing, you can see the iron sights, or if I was using a red dot, for instance, you'd be able to see right down that barrel. So this is me holding down the right click by default. Now, if I just click the right click button on my mouse and let go, I toggle ADS. Okay, so that's the difference. Hip fire, if I hold down the right click, I'm shoulder aiming. If I click once, I'm ADSing. So let's go and change these settings. So if I go to my key settings here, first thing I need to change is this aim scope mode. So this I need to put in ADS. So if I go to my settings and I go to controls, now I want ADS to be on hold rather than toggled. So as soon as I hold down the right click now, I'm just traditionally ADSing. There's no more shoulder aim. And if I personally I like to hold the right click button, so that's why I changed that. But obviously, if you like to toggle, you can continue to toggle it. But the one thing you definitely want to make sure you change is in your settings here. You want to go to controls. You want to go from aim hold. You want to make sure that your ADS, if you like to hold it. Typically, like in Call of Duty, for instance, holding is the default setting. So if you want to toggle it on and off, that's fine. But then in your key settings here, you want to make sure you move from aim/scope mode to ADS only. That way you don't do the shoulder aim mechanic. If you wanted to do the shoulder aim mechanic, you can either here or have a different binding here, which switches to shoulder aim. So that is a quick overview on one of the default settings that I think you need to look at before or once after your first game or two, because it might be different than what you're used to in a game like Call of Duty or Apex or something similar to that. So make sure you check out your keybinds and your controls, and that ADS is how you like it to be. So again, if you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any feedback, please leave them in the comments section, and thank you for your support. Have a good one.